Welcome back to the Fraud Street Fandom Podcast. As always, I'm your host, Brian, joined alongside my brother, Cam, as well as our good buddy, Brock. Today's episode, we'll be recapping the NBA NHL playoffs, kind of where we stand. We'll get into the Phillies coverage over the past 2 weeks, touch on some April, May stats, and even some stats from the Phils, since the topper um,
Mattingly era.
yeah, in the Mattingly era. Do some fantasy baseball updates and not too much going on with the NFL as far as Eagles go. I think OTAs are starting this week. I think the biggest news is AJ Watch.
Yeah.
We're probably a week away from potentially a trade. We'll see,
It's
but
not going to happen.
they could draw it out however long. They could just not do it altogether. So we will definitely keep everybody up to the speed on anything AJ related. So let's dive right into it. Let's start with hockey since this is the number one Flyers pod in Milford, Delaware. Don't have much to watch right now other than the other teams playing, but currently Vegas they actually advanced to the finals. They beat the Avalanche 4-0. The Avalanche were the number one seed coming in. So
Yeah.
this Vegas team, they expansion team from a couple of, I'm not sure what year they came in, maybe 2016, something like that.
Yeah,
Sounds about
somewhere around
right.
there.
But they just continuously find themselves competing for a cup, if not winning the cup. So pretty impressive what they've been able to build just based off of people's scraps
Yeah.
or unprotected players. So kudos to them and whatever they're doing over in Vegas. On the eastern side, Carolina is currently up 2-1 against Montreal. They're playing tonight, so Carolina finally caught a loss.
Yeah.
They breezed through the first two series with two sweeps. So Montreal team's pretty good. I have a feeling this one's not going to. Obviously, it's not a sweep, but
Yeah.
I think it might go 6 or 7. So we'll see if they can answer back today and tie the series up. There you go, Brock, for all of our youth fans out there.
Yeah.
As far as the NBA goes, congratulations, Brock. You're
Speaking of two sweeps,
yeah.
back-to-back sweeps.
Well, as I mentioned to all of our Braves fans, don't waste all of your wins in April and May. But yeah, the Knicks were able to sweep the Cavs 4-0. I mean, in your mind, do you think the Pistons would have had a better shot at
The only reason I think the Pistons would have is kind of like I thought when we got against if we got against them, they're going to do the same thing to us. They just had our in our heads basically. I don't know if they had exactly a game plan, but they pissed us off and we pissed them off. So I think it would have been a much
it
closer
wouldn't have been a
series.
4-0
But I
sweep,
mean, we
but
didn't play Cleveland. I didn't think Cleveland would be swept either. Like I
yeah,
actually thought
They kind of just fucked up game one.
I mean, right, game one, and I'm not gonna blame it on that, but they kept saying on the broadcast, I guess with all their games they've had, they've played every other day straight for like
mhm,
the entire playoffs. Like every other day they've had a game. So they've never had more than 2 days off in between. So they kind of thought that when they blew that 22-point lead, it was kind of like we're exhausted here,
yeah,
and then they
like that
that
was our
just
opportunity.
went
We
to
let
the
it slip away.
I mean, they did nothing. They didn't there was times they should have used both Allen and Mobley at the same time. They weren't doing that. Allen was non-existent half the time. They kept letting Mobley shoot threes, so the Knicks were like, "Go ahead,
Yeah.
shoot it."
Yeah,
If you make it, sure, like they did game 2 with Hart. They just were letting Hart shoot, and he was like, "Well, they're going down." So I had 26 points, like, and it's just all that stuff kinda and it's like that's the thing, like, we're shooting so well, but
mhm,
it's not just it's like one night there's this guy, one night it's not just Jalen having to do it all
right,
and they
yeah.
get the 4th quarter off, it's like that's with
Well, that's the other
Tibbs,
thing
they
too.
never
It's
got time off
yeah,
with Tibbs.
exactly.
Yeah,
Like I was complaining to you before we started recording. It's like it's frustrating betting on the Knicks because a lot of these games are going up so quick, and
right.
their guys are only playing minutes, and it's like when you have they're so good at setting over unders for basketball where they're like within half a point
Yeah.
that
Mhm.
you need almost every minute to even hit your bet. So it's very fucking
Yeah,
frustrating.
they would do the DraftKings thing saying that Jalen's averaging 25 points and then he would be out, and I'm like, "Dude, that would" like you
Yeah,
said,
if you're
that's
yeah.
these people are like, "Oh, yeah, that's what I put my bet in tonight for
But
him,"
it's like I
and
don't blame them
right.
because it's like you're not getting any competition from the other team. It's like it's a 30-point blowout.
Yeah.
Why would I keep
Yeah.
my guy in there, to get
Exactly
hurt?
right, yeah.
So,
Well, Tibbs, he would have kept him in until
oh,
2 minutes left.
1,000%.
Yeah,
That's
he would
what
have been like, "Keep playing."
yeah, and I think that's what cost you guys over the last few
Yeah,
years is that it got down to, the conference finals or even the
they're
finals,
just
and it's like they're
exhausted.
exhausted. They
Yeah.
can't I mean, we saw it with the Sixers game when Tyrese was playing literally every minute of the
And
game,
that,
and
yeah,
the fourth quarter is just mental breakdowns and,
Yeah.
just not being able to fully focus. So, but no, congrats to the Knicks. Fucking, you
I
guys
think
already
also
won.
the Jalen Brunson contract, like, he took way less
oh
money,
yeah, yep,
like, to sign there to
Mhm.
where they can go out and get a bunch of these players, like, the Mikal Bridges, traded for him, traded for Cat, trading
traded for
for
OG,
OG,
yep.
like, getting
Mhm.
all those guys around him, like,
Well, I
that
remember
helps out a
like
ton too.
prior to that, they had the Knicks linked to Embiid, and they were saying, "Oh, would you trade him to before they got Cat or any of
And they
these
had
guys?"
traded to Giannis too all season. They were
Yeah.
talking about it, like
Oh,
Giannis
this
could be,
season, yeah,
yeah.
because they
And
could,
I'm like,
yeah.
no, like, but then also, like you said, like even getting guys like that, Landry Shamet was 11 for 12 from 3-point
Oh,
line
that guy sounds
this
familiar.
series.
Yeah.
He almost didn't even make the team at the beginning of the year. If Brogdon didn't retire, like it was Malcolm Brogdon and him
Yeah.
going for the roster spot. Brogdon retires, Shamet gets the non-guaranteed contract. Now he's like
Yeah.
that integral to the whole
I mean,
thing. Like,
how ironic is it that it's a bunch of Villanova kids and then a couple guys that were drafted by the Sixers,
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
and then some pieces that were just added along the way. But I mean, hats off to Villanova guys. I can at least root for them as a somewhat Philly. Brunson's annoying to watch. I do like Bridges. I don't know why they traded him.
Yeah.
That was super fucking annoying.
Yeah.
But
Him
it is
changing
what
his
it is.
shot there this year, like it was early on, it was kind of like, oh, should you have done it? And now he's not missing.
Mhm.
So it's like, what was I'm liking it.
Yep. And then on the other side, the Western Conference, OKC took a 3-2 lead over the Spurs last night. So it seems like that one's just a back and a forth
Yeah.
affair. And, I guess while we have a Knicks expert on the pod, like, who do you want out of that series and
I
what do you
mean,
think?
I know both those teams are way better defensively than we've played so far. Like I know that's the knock. It's like, oh, we've had it like, no one really to contest us at all to see what's going on. The I mean, I think it's gonna be the Thunder, and my only issue facing the Thunder is because of the way they flop, which we were talking
SGA,
we
yeah.
were talking about
Yeah.
that before we started. Like it's just unwatchable ball. And I mean, I know that people say Jalen does it a little bit, like, and I mean he's very good at getting the offensive fouls and stuff.
His is more
J-
in the air. Like
Yeah,
he's initiating contact. Like SGA, it seems
SJ's
like anytime
falling.
he lets go of
Yeah.
the ball, he's on the
Yeah.
ground, like
Like,
falling.
I've never seen
So
them do that stat where they've deliberately said, like, "Hey, he's fouling 17% of the time." Like, I've
mhm.
never heard that stat come throughout about a flopper. Like, they didn't talk about LeBron like that. That was just
Yeah,
everybody
I'm
saying he did
curious
it,
if they
but
like
they're
changed the
legit,
rule.
like, following how many times he does it to me.
Right. Because it's like and it wasn't just Jalen Brunson, but it's like that's how they got, to the line. But
Yeah.
Trey Young used to do that shit all the time.
Harden
And
used
yeah,
to
Harden, yep.
like, never did his signature move at all during the whole series. Like, he would just dribble, shoot a 3, hit the front rim, and then I was
Yeah,
like, "Why
yeah.
don't you just drive to
And
the
it was probably
basket
the
like you
same
do?"
thing the Sixers ran into. It's like, all right, they're not getting offensive rebounds and they're certainly not getting defensive rebounds. So and then on top of it all, it's like you guys can't miss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So
then, like, the Spurs, I mean, obviously, Wembanyama is who you worry about because even with like, we have Cat and Mitchell, but no, that dude's a freak.
mhm.
He's an alien out there. But it's just kinda I think it's gonna be the Thunder, I think. So we just gotta see what
Do you
happens,
have a
and
preference between one or the other?
I would prefer the Spurs because I think we beat them 2 of the 3 games we played them this year, if I
Yeah.
recall. So, like, we have better matchups with them, but like I said, it's all this is I mean, we have a week off
Mhm.
again, and we've already showed we were kind of flat that game 1, the Cavs series. So it's
Yeah.
kinda like, what we can't be
I mean, I
flat
don't
with
think
them
it's gonna
with
be
any
a
of those 2.
sweep either,
No,
but
no,
I
no,
think
no.
regardless which team makes it through, it's probably gonna go 6 or 7, you would
Yeah,
think.
exactly. Yeah.
But no, we'll see how the, both playoffs, pan out. So getting into our baseball team, last we talked, we had, a series coming up against the Pirates at home, in Pittsburgh, I'm sorry. So yeah, game 1, Nola against Ashcroft, or Ashcraft. Nola's been up and down all year, and even his up, like, isn't what we a Nola of, old. So it's kind of like that 4th, 5th starter that you're hoping to get a good, you know, get innings out there. Try not to waste the bullpen. Maybe we can look into, some run support and you get a win. But, Nola gives up 6 in the 3rd inning, giving up 2 home runs, 1 to Brandon Lowe, 1 to Osuna. Fucking guy I can't stand. Um, Phils were able to add a few in the 4th and the 5th, but the Pirates were able to add right back, you know. So it's kind of frustrating. It tends to happen, especially whenever we score the runs. It seems like, oh, let's just give
The
it right
bullpen that
back.
you can
You
count
know,
on all of a sudden just goes, "What are you doing? Stop."
yep.
Yep.
So Schwarber ended up adding the second home run of the game, which brought it closer. It was 8-5 at that point. And then our ex friend Gregory Soto comes in to save the game, and he ends up walking the bases loaded for the most part. Walks in a run, and then Harper comes up. Um, Got a hold of a ball. I
Yeah,
thought it was
a
out.
couple
I
inches
did too,
away.
yeah.
It seemed like he got under it just a little bit, but he's literally like hit the corner of the wall and came back into the field. So inches away from a grand slam that would have gave them the lead going into the bottom of the ninth. But he was able to come away with tying it, and then Brock's boy Bohm having runner at second because Schwarber got thrown out at third. Bohm comes out, flies out. So we're tied going into the bottom of the ninth. Luckily, no damage, as we saw earlier in the game. So they were able to go into the 10th. Marsh was able to double in Boom. And they were just able to kind of add on from that point. So Marshawn added a few more with the line drive. So, you build into that lead. They're able to hang on for an 11-9 win. I think at this point was probably the game of the year.
Yeah,
Being able to bounce back from, giving up 6 early from Nola. You're you know who you're going up against later in the series with
Right.
Skeens and even Chandler at that point. So
yeah.
it's like giving up this game. It'd be nice if they would able to, because I think even going into this, they were on. It wasn't a great series, right? And they'd come off of a loss or two.
No, they had lost the series prior going to Pittsburgh because we were on worry about like, all right, was it like a flash in the pan? Are they going to kind of fall back to earth?
Yeah. So,
But
but no, to be able to bounce back, Schwarber adding 2 home runs in key moments, Harp like them actually just, the ninth inning
Right, right.
and putting 3 runs on the board, not forcing things, which I enjoyed to see. It's like Soto could not throw strikes,
Yeah.
and they come up there, they're working counts, they're
Which
working
we're used to
walks.
seeing that, so
Yeah, and then you have Bone go up there and he flies out like probably the first pitch. But, that was annoying to see. But they're able to come away with the win, which is great. Going into game two, you have Sanchez, who you definitely trust, but you have the kid Bubba Chandler, on the other side. So what are you going to see out of him? Most times, especially when it comes to Phillies lineups, they don't fare well against new rookie type
like people they've
pitchers
not
that they've
faced or
never really
something, yeah.
seen before. So, Harper homers in the first. They actually go up 3-0 early, which is great to see because it never happens. And Sanchez didn't need much of anything else. Complete game shutout, 0 earned runs on 6 hits and 13 Ks. So we'll get to it later, but Sanchez has been on a freaking tear.
yeah, and just
Oh,
to clarify, so going into the Pirates series, they had won 2 or 3 against
Red Sox,
the
right?
the A's, the Rockies, and the Red Sox. So they were still riding high going into Pittsburgh.
Okay, so it was after the Pittsburgh series where they took a
Yeah,
couple
but
L's
the
as far
series in
as series.
Boston didn't have a lot of runs though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
The
yep.
offense was really minimal. They won 2-1, lost 1-3, then won 3-1.
yep. But I
So,
think the highlights of that is you're taking good pitching out of that,
mhm,
also of keeping Boston down, not giving up big, crooked numbers, as they say.
yeah,
Um, yeah, so the Phillies were able to win game two behind Sanchez, 6-0. So we already won the series. Going into game three, this is one that you definitely want to have on your. If you're a fan of pitching,
yeah,
Wheeler Skeens, like that's nothing's better than that. And is basically evident. It was scoreless going into the fifth. We were actually able to get to Skeens, which was
it's
odd to
amazing.
see. But Crawford gets us on the board, bringing in Adolis on a ground out. Turner brings in JT with a single, and then Harper adds a home run in the sixth. So we're already, back to back innings, we're adding runs, which is awesome to see. Similar last night, or the night before, Wheeler didn't need much help either. I mean, he went 7 innings, 0 earned on 4 hits and 8 Ks. So we're able to get the sweep in Pittsburgh with another 6-0 victory,
Yeah,
which is good. That team, they've been playing well.
It's
Um,
not good for your fantasy team though when you have Skeens and he gets it's like you're like watching going like you're like, "Yes," and then at the same time you're like like they had to hit it off him. Like,
yeah,
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 it's like,
Brian
damn.
and I were watching it together, and I saw on the Bet Rivers app. They had a special. It was Wheelers and Skeens to combine for at least 14 strikeouts. I was
Oh,
like, they'll
okay.
have that by the fourth inning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I
I mean,
think it
just
was in the
Skeens
fifth.
alone.
Like,
Yeah.
I think in the fifth they cashed it. So
And it wasn't even Skeens that got it for us. I think it was Skeens
Wheeler
had
ended up,
6, right? And then
Wheeler
Wheeler
had
added
8.
8. Yeah. So that was a nice little bet that we hit there. So yeah, so we return home against the Reds. Game 1, Painter versus Lodolo. Painter's had similar struggles as Nola, where you keep him in too long, it's certainly going to pay. But he had a decent line with 6 innings pitched, only 2 earned on 3 hits and only 3 Ks. So he's not striking a lot of people out, but it seems like you made a point a couple episodes ago of they're getting him out early
yeah,
before.
before he could fall apart.
Exactly, which I think hopefully is gonna build a little bit more confidence, and
Yeah,
especially with this stuff, and, I heard on the radio, and it's kinda true, he kinda pitches backwards at this point because his fastball isn't a fastball that's gonna get people out at this point, or it's kind of like you're trying to hide it almost.
yeah. I think he just leaves it over the middle and it just gets touched. Like,
Yeah, and
they're
it's kind of it looks flat, like, there's nothing to it, it's straight, like, has no movement at all, and, if they're sitting fastball, they're gonna crush it, especially when you get up to, you know, this level of competition.
yeah, yep.
So, but no, it was a back and forth affair until Stock came up with a big home run in the eighth to kind of retake the lead, 5-4. Then Duran came in to save the game with 2 Ks. So he's been pretty impressive. As far as closing games goes, I
He's
think
been incredible.
yeah, he lost the one game on the one home run, which we'll get to, but. Other than that, and I think we're going to cover some of the, April, May stats. And I even have some of the pitching stats over the month of May, which have been pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, game 2, offense goes dry with only 3 hits. Turner hits a solo shot in the third. Luzardo goes 6 innings, gives up 2 earned on 5 hits with 5 Ks, but we end up taking a loss there 4-1. Game 3, Phillies go down early 5-1. Nola continued to struggle, another Nola game. Only 5 innings pitched, gives up 4 earned on 8 hits. They had a couple in the sixth on homers by Bohm and Sosa, but just weren't able to kind of catch them. I think at that point it was 5-4 where they left off, and then the bullpen gives up another 4, in the last few innings. So another loss to the Reds, 9-4. So that's definitely a bummer.
That's a bad series loss.
Yeah, I mean, like all of the NL Central at the time was over 500.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the Reds are playing good ball. The Pirates are actually playing pretty decent ball too. So it was good to get the series sweep from the Pirates, but coming off of that high and dropping 2 to the Reds definitely
And I
wasn't
mean,
nice,
at home is
especially
the
at home
part
too.
that's like, ugh, like,
Yeah, and I don't know. We haven't been that great at home this year so far. Hopefully that trend changes. Maybe what they'll do is instead of being, really good at home during the regular season and dog shit in the playoffs,
they'll
maybe the
slap it.
opposite.
Yeah,
Yeah, I see what they're doing here.
Yeah.
It's the Mattingly way.
they got everybody right where we want them.
Exactly. So, all right, and then going into the weekend, we had the Guardians coming to town. Game 1, another pitchers duel. Sanchez versus Gavin Williams. Both pitchers had dominant performances. Sanchi goes 8 innings pitched, 0 earned on 4 hits with 6 Ks. Williams kind of answered back just as good. 8 innings pitched. He gave up 0 earned on 5 hits with 11 Ks. So it's kind of what we would expect. These guys love to strike out against pitchers that they don't normally see.
Yeah.
This is the game I mentioned earlier. Duran gave up the home run in the ninth, trying to, hold the lead or hold it at 0
Hold it.
with a home run to Manzardo. So we ended up lose that one 1-0, but Sanchez dominated. So game 2, Wheeler has another good performance. He went 6 innings pitched, gave up 0 earned on 2 hits with 6 Ks, and the offense bounces back, adding 3 runs in the seventh. They're able to actually come away with that one 3-0 win. So you're 1-1 with the Guardians at this point. Unfortunately, Painter was coming in for game 3, and he didn't pitch terrible, but offense just wasn't able to do much of anything. Um, Painter, gave up 2 earned over 6 innings, 6 hits, 3 Ks. So again, not a lot of Ks, but
Quality start.
limiting some of the hits. Yeah, it's quality start, especially for him. And that's what you would like to see. Messick on the other side went 5 2/3, giving up 0 runs on 5 hits. The only run scored was, Phil's or for the Phils was a triple from Marsh. So we end up losing 3-1. So that's back to back series losses, both at home, which is
Yeah.
frustrating. So, kind of get us to the latest series. We're on the road again, out in San Diego to a familiar face. Casty had lots of things to say about Topper and how if communication was better, maybe he would have been more open to
Stay.
dropping into the lineup or sitting here or there. But it's never his fault. It's more Topper and the lack of communication. But I think he made a comment, about coaches or managers, and it's like, oh, the ones that played the game have a better feel for. So maybe he's just a Matty Link guy.
I think he kinda threw it out there, like, you could see the changes doing a little better too. I think he kinda
Hmm.
hinted at
So
that. Yeah.
meanwhile, he's still batting under 200,
Yeah,
and
let's
yeah,
let's worry about yourself there,
Yeah,
Casty.
yeah,
yeah,
that's it. I was just wondering how he did in the series. I don't think he
a
did.
defensive liability.
Yeah.
I did see some stats where they're comparing, Garcia and Casty, and obviously at the plate they're both very similar. Like Garcia is not lighting the world on fire either, but when it comes to defensive, like Garcia's,
Way better.
certainly pulling his weight in or in that aspect. So game one, down or out in San Diego, Schwarber had a tough series and had tough against the Guardians. He didn't have too good of a series. He was on fire. Was it the Reds that he was on his streak, or was it the Pirates?
I think it was the Pirates because it was the Reds. Harper didn't have a hit in the whole series against the Guardians, I think.
Okay,
It was him and Schwarber both were not. Schwarber was out for a
he
lot
was
of the
out
Red
two of the
Right.
games
series.
too.
Yeah,
Yeah, for
for illness,
illness.
even though he had his block party for the team the one day, but I guess he was sick.
Still doing his DJ
Yeah,
Schwarber thing in the
There we
dugout.
go.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Hey, the vibes are back.
Yeah.
yeah,
So, um, but no, Schwarber is able to get on the board early. Home run, 21st of the year. In the first inning, Marsh added another 2-run home run in the seventh. Luzardo had a great day pitching, 6 innings, 0 earned, 4 hits, 6 Ks. So able to come away with the first, the win, first game of the series, 3-0 against the Padres. I mean, looking at it, the Padres, they're second place in the West, and I think they were 31-20 or something like that. So it's a quality team. I didn't expect them to kind of bounce back. I figured there was a time when I was like, think Luzardo got into trouble early. Like there was bases loaded in the first inning with 0 outs, just based on some bad luck. And Turner, I think, had a error in there and some
yeah.
other things. So it got to the point where Casty was coming up, and I'm like, I had bet Rivers up, and I was like, oh, hit or walk for sure. So try to put that little better's jinx on it. And luckily, he was able to, I think he flew out to deep center or something like that. But, they got out of the jam, which is great. And I think he had a couple situations similar to that where he got into jams early, but was able to get out of it
Yeah,
unscathed. So good on Luzardo to do that. It seemed like he was pretty pumped about it too. So I don't know if it was, playing up to your competition a little bit and having that kind of playoff mentality in May, but I like to see that emotion.
yeah,
Game two, Harper homers in the first this time. I actually had Harper as a home run in the game prior, and I think he flew out to deep center like in the eighth inning or something like that. So I was kind of frustrated to see two, but at any rate, he does it in game two when I don't bet it.
yeah,
But JT follows up with another one in the second, so and then Turner another one in the third. So bunch of solo shots. Turner hit him. It was a massive one. He crushed that ball. I think it was like the third deck and
Mhm.
left. Um,
Of that building they have out there.
yeah, yep. So they're able to get the bats going a little bit at least. They end up scoring 4 runs. Machado added his 2-run home run in the Nola Rav fourth inning. But Nola was able to get through that. He ended up going 6, only giving up those 2 to Machado on 3 hits, which was great to see because usually that's where it kills him is back to back to back hits, and then you add a couple home runs in there. And he was able to get 5 Ks. So I think a person that's been very disappointing to me, certainly in the bullpen, not named the guys that should probably be in the minors, is Mr. Keller comes up, gives up home run in the eighth, makes the game a lot closer than it should be. He's just been home runs.
Especially 'cause
Like
he's supposed to be the
it's
8th
it
inning guy.
strikes, yeah, strikeouts or home runs, and it's like he's just like I would be interested in the stat of how many home runs he's given up this year as opposed to innings pitched, and I probably have it on this other screen.
I
I
got
could
it.
bring it up, but
We'll touch
you know, it's like it's one of those things where like anytime he comes in, I'm like, oh, here either goes the lead or he's giving up a run. So hopefully we have enough kind of
Nice cushion for him to
it, yeah, a nice
yeah.
cushion for him to make it closer than it needs to. So Duran was able to come in, close the game out with another 2 Ks. So he's been, pretty reliable this year. So Phils were able to hang on with a 4-3 win. And then going into the game today, Sanchez dominated again. He had an incredible May, and we'll touch on that. But 7 innings pitched, 0 earned runs, 6 hits with 9 Ks. Schwarber started the run support was in our long. Yeah, it went to the 6th inning. So he was able to single in Crawford. They add another one to go up 2-0. Turner hits another bomb in the top of the ninth. Um, Kept it fair, but still another. I think it was like a third decker or something like that. But
Yeah.
that's good to see.
Same guy people want to trade away.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, and the thing that they were talking about on the broadcast was that, it looks like he's pulling the ball, as opposed to like before he's trying to hit the ball the other way or keep it up the middle
Mhm.
and, for hits, which is fine. And I don't know, like, it was Fransky and, Stalker. Stalker was mentioning something about his hands. It's like getting his hands in a different position to where now he's actually barreling the ball and pulling it to where, maybe we're going to get some more power out of him. But hopefully it doesn't ruin all the other offensive capabilities that he has. So we've already seen too many guys go up there trying the ball out of the ballpark, and then next thing you know, they're striking out every other time. So, but no,
Number 28.
number 28. Um, it's good to see him actually hit home runs because I think there was a stretch there last year where he went how many games without a home run?
It was
He
long
didn't hit one at home
yeah,
for
for a long time, yeah.
4 months.
Yeah,
It
something
was
ridiculous.
crazy.
Yeah,
Like,
in a
end
ballpark
of
that's
last year
friendly
to
for home
yeah,
runs. So
beginning of this year.
It's one of those things that first time run at home, you're like, "I'm sorry, what? Like,
yeah,
is that a real stat?" Like
do you play in
yeah,
like?
like, what? You
Well,
play
and
in
it seems like
Philly?
San Diego, like, well, San Fran has a big outfield. I think San Diego actually has a pretty decent big like
It's
size.
short and left, but I think center and right, like, are actually pretty deep.
And their
Yeah.
walls aren't very tall at anywhere around the field either. Because like, we were talking about that Crawford, catch, I thought it could've because the way the height looked like it coulda went out, but
Mhm,
Well, Sosa got robbed of a home run, I think, yesterday by Merrill in center.
mhm. He's a good center fielder. I think there was conversations about him being available either
I don't
through
know why.
trade or free agent, but he seems
dude,
like
the way
He
he
was
played for them last year,
yeah,
he was
he's
rookie of the year 2 years
yeah,
ago.
like
He's gonna be a stud.
yep. So yeah, Turner adds a little bit of insurance in the ninth. Alvarado to close the game, give Duran a day off.
I mean, it
Comes
worked,
in, he
but I
gives
don't
up
like
one
it.
hit, but he gets 2 Ks, so it's like no damage done. It wasn't Keller,
I know,
so
but Alvarado
um,
worries me anyway.
yeah,
Yeah.
and you have a big sweep against a challenging team, one that you're probably going to be competing for either the wild card spot or you know certainly a team that you might face in the playoffs. So and just how baseball schedules work, they're going to probably return the favor in a week or so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think the highlight of this game, certainly, and I think of the month, is Sanchez breaks a 115-year scoreless inning streak, passing Grover Alexander for Phillies streak.
Yeah.
Um, of he set it at 44 and 2/3 innings
That's what he's at
scoreless.
now, yeah.
That's
Yeah,
what
that's what he's
yeah.
at now. Grover Alexander was at 41. So he actually beat it by a couple innings. And that was back to 1911.
Yeah.
So the current leader is at 58 innings, I believe. That's Oral Hershiser.
Scherzer.
So 1988. So we'll see. I
See,
mean,
if he gets close to that one, that's when you should mention it like 100 times, but not
Yeah.
yeah, not
yeah, yeah.
yeah, not like the other day.
Well, it's the
It was
Phillies one.
it was
Yeah,
Yeah,
every out on the
yeah.
broadcast. They're like, "Any moves closer?" And it's like, "Dude, we get it.
yeah.
Like,
If
stop
he gets
talking about it. You're
MLB,
gonna
Well,
it
it's
should
like
jinx
get
it."
any
yeah,
out
yeah.
too of two because they're going to go a third, two
Yeah.
thirds.
Mhm.
And it was like hard hit fly balls, and they're, like, hanging up at the track, and I'm like, "Come on, please stop talking about it
Yeah,
already."
Yeah.
you're
But he
gonna
kept
jinx
bringing
them.
it up.
Yeah, and then once they jinx it, then it's like, "Oh, yep, we did that. We got the broadcasters jinx."
Yeah. So,
It's like, "Well, just don't bring it up."
I think Sanchez has gone the entire month of May without
Yeah.
an earned run.
I think
Even
it
though
dates back to April 30th.
yeah,
So
absolutely
It's
crazy.
insane.
Tyler, he said in the chat, early favorite for the Cy Young. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Brian and I were talking about this the other day. The only ERA of a pitcher that's lower is Otani,
yeah.
but he doesn't have as many innings pitched,
Mm.
so he doesn't qualify yet. And I think his ERA is like 0.7 or something.
So another stat I saw earlier today, which is freaking crazy, but Mizorowski for Milwaukee, his
Mhm.
month has been pretty impressive too.
Yeah.
He's got a lot more Ks than Sanchez does, but
Mm.
I think the ERAs are very similar, if not.
Sanchez took the lead today. I think he has like a 1.5 on the season or something.
Mm,
Mizrowski's is like 1.7 or 1.8.
yeah,
But Mizrowski, I mean, he throws 103.
right.
Yeah.
Like he's just pumping gas on everybody.
Yep.
And he's, unlike Mason Miller, he only comes in for the ninth. Mizrowski goes out there for 5, 6 innings and strikes out 10 plus
Yep.
pretty much every start. So
Well, and I guess the highlight you just kind of mentioned, we didn't see Mason Miller at all this series.
yeah,
So
Yeah.
that's great to see. I mean, honestly, like if I'm looking at game 3 and you're with the Padres, you haven't had Mason Miller pitch at all in this series. That's at least 2 days of rest. I know they brought him up game 2 just to warm up, but why not bring him in the ninth, try to keep the lead at 2-0 as opposed to put in whoever it was. And I think it was the first pitch turned on.
yeah.
But, you try to keep it a 2-run game, which you never know at that point.
Yeah.
I mean, certainly
I mean,
because he
it's kinda
hasn't
like the
pitched in a day
closure
or
like,
2.
I was gonna mention about the game that Durant lost. Like, I don't really like bringing in closers when it's not a save
Not a
situation.
save, yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, I would see with them not using Miller, they're probably like,
Well, they
"F
have the day
one."
off tomorrow too. So I think
Yeah.
they were talking about it on the broadcast. Like, do they actually bring him in because he hasn't pitched in the past couple of days and they have a day off tomorrow?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know they got him up in yesterday's game, but, it's just a thought. I know, like, we always question that too when it comes to not whether it's Topper or Mattingly, more so with Topper because we have more of a, sample size with him, but, do you pitch this guy in this spot as opposed to Mattingly, who's only got, however many games in, so, um,
Quick fun fact. So the guy they brought in was Ron Marinaccio,
yeah,
and
Ralph Macchio.
he went to UD.
Oh, nice.
So a little
Uh-huh.
blue hen action out there.
There you go.
But he's the one
So,
that gave up the home run to Turner instead
yeah.
of Mason
Yeah,
Miller,
they
which would
said
have
the
kept it
guy's
at
name,
2.
and I was like, "Okay." So I was listening to it on the way home, and, they turned on, and that's when they were talking about Turner with the hand,
Mhm.
trying to keep the ball fair, but also, he pulled those last 2 balls, and they're crushed. So,
Yeah.
hopefully it's something he can kind of build upon. So yeah, the Phillies were certainly in the cellar. I think at one point, 14 games under 500, 10 or 12, something like that.
It's something real bad. Yeah.
Something, yeah, real bad. But, they're now 2 games over 500. They're 29 and 27, second in the East, competing with the Nationals, which I don't think anybody on certainly this podcast had on their bingo card. Um, but, still 8.5 games back from the Braves. So the only way you're really going to be able to catch them is the next however many games we have against them. We need to win every single
Yeah.
one to try to like narrow the gap. But I think just speaking of the Nationals, um, we I saw a stat where they are first in runs scored and they're first in runs allowed as
Yeah.
pitching.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's like a 500 team if you've ever
Bet the
seen one.
over.
Yeah. So, oh yeah, absolutely. But yeah, upcoming matchups. We have 3 against the Dodgers this weekend in LA. That's obviously going to be a test. They're first in the NL West, 34 and 20. And this was from the other day, so it doesn't account for these last series. And then next week, the Padres come back. I hate the way this schedule is.
They've
It's
done it
what
a couple
killed
times.
us.
Yeah.
Maybe we could take advantage of it.
Maybe.
Maybe, we can get a couple wins against the Padres, at this point, because when it came to the Braves and the Cubs, that they just dominated us to that point. So,
Well, we
Padres come to home
I
or
was gonna
come
say
to
we'll
Philly.
face Ohtani.
We
If
will
he
not. He
we will
pitches
not?
tonight.
Oh, okay. That's
Oh,
okay.
nice.
There you go.
So we
That's
avoid
answers
Otani, but we still have to deal with
was it bad?
Yamamoto.
Yeah.
Yamamoto,
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Sasaki.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Well,
Who
Sasaki's been
knows?
dog shit this year so far, right?
Yeah.
We'll make him look great.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Padres return to Philly next week. Me and Cam will actually be at the game on Wednesday. They're giving away Harper bobblehead, so that's
So
What
typically
kind of
when we
bobblehead are
go.
they giving away that night?
it's
It's
actually pretty sick.
Mandalorian.
But I saw that
Mandalorian?
Mhm.
Oh, shit.
they're actually the Yankees did the same giveaway with Max Fried. It's the
It's the
same
same
bobblehead.
exact
It's
bob.
just
Yeah.
Harper and Phillies. And I
Yeah.
was like, what the fuck, man?
Yep.
Like, I thought it was like special because the Phillies always do Star Wars night. No, It's just that
Is it Star Wars night
yeah,
too?
Yeah.
Okay, so
yeah.
it's okay. Yeah, I mean, I just figured it was, but I was like, that's
Mhm.
gonna be awesome.
It's a
Yeah,
really cool looking
so
bobblehead.
theme tickets and all that. So we're going up. I'm taking the little one with me, so should be a good time. But yeah, it's gonna be Casty's first appearance back in Philly. I know we talked about this once they, let him go and he signed with the Padres. We kind of forecasted this game, but what do you guys think? Is he going to get a warm welcome? Do you think he's going to get the gentleman's like? I don't think it's going to be as big as Reese, like what
No,
ovation
it
or
won't
Trout,
be.
but
They'll boo him.
is it going to be a golfer's clap?
No,
Like,
he's getting booed.
you think so?
Yeah,
He
absolutely.
might get a standing ovation.
No,
They like handing those out.
I think I honestly think he's going to get it. Not
Is
really.
Liam gonna be sitting in behind home plate though? They
Well,
might.
they'll probably pan to him. They'll show him up on the big screen.
They'll and then
And
they'll
then you know
cheer.
what the Phillies are gonna do? They're gonna put together a montage of just Casty plays
Nope.
over the
His
last, like,
sliding
4 or 5
catches
years.
and then
Yeah.
the catch going
I
to
mean,
World
all the
Series. I
clutch
mean,
moments he's had in the playoffs, I mean,
I really think they shouldn't boo him because I mean,
I don't
even
I
the
don't think
playoffs
so either.
last year, he
Yeah.
still
He was the only
showed up. Yeah,
guy for a
yeah.
he's
lot
gonna
of the
get booed.
playoff games.
Let's be real,
There,
guys.
I mean, there's people that can't stand him. I'm sure
Yeah,
there's, but
Cameron.
yeah,
We're paying him $20 million to be a
that
$100 team.
part's not his
Well,
fault.
that's not our fault. That's
Yeah,
not his fault either.
It is his fault.
that's
That's
Dombrowski's fault.
Dombrowski's
Yeah,
fault
Yeah.
of not being able to trade him because he's an idiot. But yeah, so he returns home next week. We'll see what kind of welcome he gets. And then after that, the White Sox will come into town for 3 games next weekend. They're actually currently second in the Central at
That's
27 and 26.
their third
the
baseman's doing pretty
yeah,
good over
he's
there. Yeah,
smashing.
and they got a new
Doing good
guy in
tackle.
right field too.
Yeah,
He's been playing pretty well.
they just had to get rid of the center fielder.
Oh, Soler, yeah,
Yeah,
yep.
no, not Soler.
Luis Robert.
Robert.
Oh, sorry,
Luis Robert.
that's right. I meant Robert.
I
Sorry,
think
my
he's
fault.
been hurt
Yeah,
for the Mets. I think they've just been banged up
Mets
for
have
yeah,
been
injuries.
yeah.
Mets have been pretty bad. I thought that they would have been able to kind of get out of the slump. Maybe they need to fire the manager.
They just hired him.
Maybe they need
Brought
to
him in this
fire.
year.
So, but yeah, we'll see how that goes. But I know Cam, you did some research for us on April and May. You want to go
Yeah.
over?
You want to start with hitters or you want to start with bullpen rooms?
Let's go with hitters, and then we can go bullpen, and then I have some May stats up as well, so we can kind of cover
All
any
right.
of.
So I've got 4 hitters here: Turner, Garcia, Bohm, and Stott that I'm going to touch on. So the reason why Trey Turner is getting so much hate, Brock, is in the month of May he's batting 186.
Oh yeah.
Not including today's game,
Or
but
yesterday's
this
game.
did include yesterday's game.
Okay.
So yeah, he's batting 186 this month. So obviously that's terrible. He's our leadoff hitter. His on base percentage is 223. He's not even getting walked. Um, in the month of April, he was batting 267, to where at least it was like, hey, okay, that's fine. 260 is not that bad. Your on base percentage is 336.
Mhm.
The month of May, he's just been dog shit. He's got 6 extra base hits, 6 RBIs, 5 stolen bases, 25 Ks. So striking out a lot more than usual. Um, but again, he's just not been good. So that's why he's getting so much hate.
I think they actually moved him down in the lineup a little bit.
The
Not
past 2
not,
nights, they've
but they've
put,
had batted on
Two.
2 or
yeah, they've been batting him at 2. But I think they really need to be putting him down to like 7 or 8. But I know we talked about that last time we recorded.
How many
because
people are on our lineup are going to bat 7? Boom,
I said
Turner,
or 8.
Garcia.
I mean, and also like Crawford, he's been like slumping pretty bad too. So I don't have his stats specifically pulled up, but I know he hasn't been very good lately.
For the month of May, he's batting 206.
Yeah,
No, I'm
but
sorry. 247. Wait,
that's his
July again.
average now, probably.
It's 179.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
he's been slumping
179.
hard.
He's 12 for 73.
Yeah,
I don't see him moving Turner down that low because of who he is, though. Like, because it's Turner.
yeah.
Well,
Like,
yeah, and
I
that's kind of
mean,
the thing that Casty was
yeah,
complaining about of like, oh, well, I'm getting paid as much as these guys are. Why do I move down the lineup? But, 1, 2, 3 don't move anywhere.
they were moving Turner back before he got his standing ovation down to like 7.
Yeah, that is
I
true.
just I would be shocked if it happened again because like he said, who would go up there? I mean, I've seen him say something about Stott maybe leading off, and I've seen that thrown up again out there, and I'm like, yeah,
I did
maybe.
hear on the radio today that, Mattingly's not opposed to putting Marsh and Stott back to back either, back
Yeah,
to back lefties. I think he doesn't
which
necessarily
Stott would
care
never do
about
that.
right. I don't think he necessarily cares as much about the lefty, lefty, righty, righty. Like
the
you
matchup
know,
because they
break it
analytics.
shouldn't.
up.
They
Yeah.
shouldn't, yeah.
Like, honestly, at this point, if you only have 4 hitters that are good, stack them together to where they can produce something and deal with the other 5 and just get through those innings.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter if they're lefty, righty, like, for the bullpen guys, like, that's what,
Well, that's basically what it was
3
for the
innings of the
bullpen
game?
because
Yeah.
it's like a lot of it, is based off your starters, and I'd rather have the better hitters up, and I think that's what Mattingly
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
alluding to.
So it is what it is. I mean, obviously, they're winning games again, so, it's a little bit
Mhm.
better, but, just wanna kinda touch on Turner there.
Yeah.
So, moving down to our $10 million right fielder. In April, he was batting 237. In May, he's batting 147. He's got 11 hits out of 75 at bats, 88 plate appearances.
Yep.
I think he was, what, 3 for 60 at one point or something like that. Like, that's a real stat.
Yeah.
Like, it's not an exaggeration. So he's only batting 147, on base percentage at 250. He was batting cleanup for probably what, 15 of the past 20 games.
Right.
Like,
Mhm.
that's your cleanup guy. He can't even get the ball in play. Like,
Yep.
this is terrible. So he's not good. Then let's talk about Brock's boy Boom. So April, obviously very bad, at
Yeah.
157. Maybe he hates Topper because in the month of May, he's batting 291 with 4 home runs.
So when did Topper Mattingly? What was the date of that?
So Topper got fired on the 28th.
28th of April.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then May is when I have the start of my stats.
Gotcha. Yep. Same.
So again, 291 average, 349 on base, slugging 494, OPS of 843. 800 is pretty much like the benchmark, I think, for OPS anymore. That's like you're a good offensive player,
Mhm.
and he's really turned it on lately.
Yep.
So good for Boom to actually kind of figure it out.
All they had to do was sit him for 2 days.
Yeah, and then I mean, what was that? 2 of his 4 home runs,
Yeah.
right?
Or, the following day.
Yeah. But the big thing I see out of this is that he's only struck out 9 times this month. In April, he struck out 19
How many
times.
double plays?
Yep.
I don't have that stat.
Ah.
What's
I
that?
mean, it can't be many because the people aren't getting on in front of him. So.
True, yeah.
What'd you say?
I said how many double plays he hit into.
Oh, double plays.
Oh, you have that, eh?
Grounded into double play 2.
Oh, I felt like more. Okay, yeah. I mean, like,
I think
yeah, it's
that's
it's good that he's doing, but it's still just.
yeah,
I just.
only 2. Harper's actually leading in May with 3, and Stott has 2 also. So, but no, that's a good point about the Ks. I mean, because I'm just looking at the other Ks just in the month of May. Schwarber has 38.
Shocker.
Marsh and Harper both have 19. So even when he was struggling the most, like 2 of our better hitters are striking out 19 times as well. Turner had 25, and then no surprise here, Garcia had 32.
Yeah.
That's bad.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't even realize it's that bad until you hear it out loud.
Yeah.
You're like, wow.
That's what and there's a lot of hate going around on this team, and I
Yeah.
think it's been kind of misguided to a lot of the players.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
if you look at the at bats, it's like just looking at Garcia, it's 75 at bats and 32 are strikeouts. It's almost half of your at bats
Yeah.
or strikeouts.
Yeah, and he made a
Schwarber,
cleanup for
Schwarber's very similar. It's 38 strikeouts to 87 at bats, with 10 home runs.
yeah, but at least he's got the 10 home runs, which probably 9 of them are solo shots.
Yeah,
But
I would say for now they put Marsh at. They tried Marsh at cleanup. Was it today too, or yesterday? At least
Marsh
yesterday.
has been in and out of the
Recently, and
cleanup
I'm like,
spot.
he was
I
out.
He's
He was
actually
off today. He
Oh,
he
sprained
had
his
the
okay.
finger
sprained
last night.
finger. Yeah,
but I'm like, most time they've put him there. I'm not mad at that. Like, yeah. I
Yeah,
don't
I
know why they
mean,
don't put Schwarber or Harper there, maybe just to try it, but
yeah.
they don't move them out
I
of the
don't
top
know.
3, so I don't.
It's different now too, where you want your best players to get as many at bats in a game as possible.
Yeah,
yeah,
Batting them 1, 2, and 3. I mean, we see it with just Otani and Judge of they're batting leadoff.
right.
Acuna is batting leadoff. So,
yeah,
I mean, in my mind, it kind of plays into what Cameron's been saying forever of why is Schwarber not batting leadoff?
yeah. And honestly, like the big thing with Schwarber again is like he's most productive when he's batting leadoff.
Yeah,
That was the stats I had last time. Is that
the home runs.
however many home runs of his were made in the first inning.
Yeah,
Mhm.
And it's just like get him up to the plate, and then also at the later part of the game, you have him come on. Hopefully, some of those guys on the bottom of the lineup. Not saying they will, but if they get on base, then they do have the opportunity for him to hit a home run instead of Trey to just ground out.
Right. Yep.
And then the last hitter is Stott. So in the month of April, he batted 200. He had 16 Ks. He didn't have a home run. In May, he's actually, I think there's a stat that he's leading the league or he's tied for the first in the RBIs in baseball in the month of May. He's got
The
20
most on the
RBIs.
team with 20. Yep.
I think, but it's most in baseball, I believe, is what the stat is. which is very impressive. So he's
I
got
mean,
5 home
Schwarber only
runs.
has 17, and he hit 10 home runs.
Yeah.
So
Well, again, that's
a
because
lot of
he's
it's solos.
Yeah,
all
so
solo shots. But yeah, Stott's got 6 doubles, 5 home runs. So out of his 21 hits, 11 of them are extra base hits.
Yeah.
So he's batting 253.
Mhm.
On base percentage is right at 300. OPS right over 800 at
800. Yep.
806. So, and also, I mean, he's got 5 stolen bases. He's got 9 on the year so far, I believe.
Mhm.
Maybe I don't know how many in March, but so he's actually kind of doing a little bit better. So
Yeah, I mean, just to add on, I know you only had the 4 that you wanted to cover, but, Brandon Marsh has been on an absolute tear. I don't think
yeah,
anybody saw that. Like, these are
no,
just the May stats, but he's batting 350 in the month of May. His OPS is 869. 29 hits over 82 at bats. Not too much power. There's only one home run, but you know, three doubles, two triples. Um, Not many RBIs, but he's kind of the guy, which is kind of odd, because you would think that being in the cleanup spot, you're gonna
yeah,
have more opportunities for RBIs, but he's actually scoring more runs. I think he has 15 runs, which is second on the team behind Harper. And then, we talk about Harper, Mr. Not Elite. I mean, he did pretty well in April. I don't have the stats of his average, but in the month of May, 284 batting average, 974 OPS, um, you know, 14 RBIs, let's see, 7 home runs. So he's second behind Schwarber. I
sure.
mean, both of them were kind of going on a little tear there of,
It was even some games they were both hitting them, and I was like, "This is
yeah.
great."
So he's been, pretty impressive this year too, just especially being called out of maybe not being elite, to taking it.
I think
Okay, let me
was it
show
they
you.
showed did they show recently where his stats through, like, as many games with the Nationals and many games as us, he's almost, like, the same exact
The
it's
same
number?
it's pretty
exact, yeah.
identical.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and people are just and that's why, like, when they say that, so I'm like, he's doing exactly what he's done all the time they've ever as he just maybe there's one season he's got obviously the MVP level, and the
Well,
other season he's just doing consistently well,
what do
and
we hear is what did I refer to of the one of the previous episodes? It's like you look at the back of the baseball card and like
yeah,
these guys typically aren't going to bat this low or this
yeah,
high,
right.
for
So,
a
yeah, it's
series or
frustrating,
a
but to
season.
sit there and
Yeah.
be like, not a all that, it's like, "What?" Like,
I mean, maybe
relax.
Dombrowski finally did something right and lit a fire under his ass. So, um,
Maybe you can show him how to do
I
toothpaste.
was gonna say, did we want to talk about the toothpaste thing?
actually,
I mean, we can bring it
that's
up.
that's interesting. I
And
mean,
I'll
if you
get
It's
to
want,
Ron
so
Harper.
fucking weird, man.
yeah.
But
So he released a video of his let's say his
He's
routine
like,
to
"Get
getting
ready with
ready.
me"
Yeah,
thing, yeah.
interesting character.
yeah, just tooth to tooth.
He
Yeah.
just
Like
shot it right in
just
his mouth. I'm
yeah.
like, "What are we doing,
All
dude?"
right, let's
Like,
put some context there. So,
uh,
this is Harper brushing his teeth, and
yeah,
instead of putting, which I think everybody does this, but I could be wrong. You usually start with a toothbrush, you
yeah.
get it wet,
Get it
Yeah,
wet, put the
you put the
toothpaste on it.
toothpaste on, and then you
Yep,
start brushing.
yeah.
yeah.
Well,
He
like I was saying before we did, like, if the toothpaste comes off the brush, I'm sitting there going like, "Well, how the hell do I need to get that. I need to use
Mhm.
it. That's
Yours
why I
is
said
stuck
it."
in your
And
mustache and
he's
your
just sitting
beard,
there
and
going he's just
you're
sitting
over
there
here brushing it down,
yeah, he's
trying
just
to
like, "Let me just shoot it in like a Go-Gurt or something." I'm like,
uh,
"What are we" like, that's fucking weird, man. Like, the video through because, I mean, he's doing his get ready with me thing is like, yeah, he's got every single thing in the book that he's got,
mhm,
like, a tongue scraper, he's doing all kinds of shit
yep.
to his
Okay.
face,
Mine's
and
roll out of bed,
yeah,
jump in the
I was
shower,
just like
brush teeth, go.
I was like, "You gotta do
I
all that?"
mean,
Like,
he's getting paid what
30
yeah,
million
$30 million a
dollars.
year, and
Yeah,
we're sitting here talking about him. So
yeah.
yeah,
good on him. Maybe we need to start changing up the way we put toothpaste
I
into
don't
our
think I'm gonna
mouths.
yeah.
try it. I think Crux said he might give it a whirl or something like that during the broadcast, but yeah, I was like, "No, I'm good."
Yeah.
So, Cam, you want to cover some of the pitching stats?
Yeah, so I only have bullpen arms.
Okay,
This one I
I
think you
do
can
have some of
cover.
the starters I want to cover. So, if you want to start with the bullpen, I'll close it out with
Alright.
the starters.
So one guy that Brian's kind of been harping on this year and how bad he's been. So Keller
Yep.
in
And
the
you're
month
still just doing May, right?
April and May.
Okay.
Yep. So the month of April, he had 11 games, 10.2 innings pitched, 6 earned runs, 2 home runs, 2 walks, 12 Ks. So not good. 5.06 ERA there. In the month of May, he's actually been drastically like better.
Hmm.
So 11 games, 11 hits, 4 earned runs, 14 Ks. His ERA for the month of May is 3.27.
Yep.
And he's only given up 2 home.
2 home runs. Yeah, I
Yeah.
just saw that. It just seems like it must be the only two times I watch him pitch because I've
Yeah.
seen
I
the ball
mean,
go out of the ballpark quite a bit.
yeah. it hasn't been great regardless, but there for a while he was. I mean, in April it was not good, but I think now he's one of the better arms out of the pen. When
Yeah.
you see me talk about the other ones,
Yeah.
so yeah, he's actually been doing pretty well in May. April was rough, but yeah. So moving on to Alvarado, April he had 12 games, 9 innings pitched, 4 earned runs, 9 Ks. In May, 9 games, 7.1, so seven and a third,
Mhm.
4 earned runs, 12 Ks. His ERA for the month of May is 4.91. So he has not been good in my opinion. I feel like every time he comes in, he gives up a run or
I
two.
never wanted him back anyway.
He the strikeouts are better now. Seven and a third. He's got 12 Ks, so that's kind of impressive. But
Mhm.
he
I
just
mean,
hasn't been very good.
adding to that, I don't know if you mentioned it, but Keller's got 14. 14
In month,
Ks
yeah, in
in
May,
the month of
yeah,
May. Yep.
yep. So 11 innings and 14 Ks. And then probably the worst arm we have in the pen, old Tanner Banks. Remember how good he was? This guy needs to get sent down the minors because he's fucking dog shit. In the month of April, he had 10 games, 8 and 2/3, 7.27 ERA. Um, so he's 7 earned runs within the 8.2/3, 12
Mhm.
Ks. So I mean, he's either strike out or give up a hit. The month of May, similar stats. So 8 games, 8 and a third innings, 6 earned runs, whip of 156. And so his ERA for the month of May was 6.48.
Yep.
So
Improvement.
yeah, it's just, I mean, it's hard to not improve at that point, right?
He's been trying some new facial hair though, so maybe he's gonna figure something out.
Nah,
You know,
dude's,
he's been
he
trying
needs
some
to go figure it out.
mustache and hair. Like he,
Yeah, and I think the
Yeah, I
unfortunate thing
know. Like,
was, he was one of the reliable arms,
yeah,
last year and even I think even the year before of,
yeah.
pitching in that, your starter only gives you 4, you need a couple innings. He ate those, but I don't know what he's doing now, but clearly it's hitting bats and
Yeah, it's just he hasn't been good. And then the most shocking to me out of the bullpen this year is Kirk Green. So the month of April, 11 games, 10 and 2/3, 8 strikeouts, only 3 earned. His WHIP was 1.41, so that's kind of high out of the bullpen. In the month of May, he's got 2 wins, a 1.86 ERA, 12 games pitched, 9.2/3 innings, and he's only given up 2 earned runs so far. So his whip is down to .72. He's got 13 Ks in the 9.2/3 of an inning. So
Mm,
he's been awesome. Respect to you because I know obviously last year how the season ended. I didn't think he would want to come back to Philly,
yeah.
but
the
he's been very
exile
No,
just
impressive
I
to
think
me this year.
and that's something too. Like hats off to him because you take a moment there where you could literally just shell up and not be able to do anything again, let alone throw the ball home. Like there's a lot of times where,
Yeah,
especially baseball players, like they hit mental blocks where they can't. Like I was talking to a buddy the other day, and like we talk about people that just throwing the ball back to the pitcher, and
yeah,
you have an issue of where like for whatever reason mental block you can't
the
do it anymore.
yips. Yeah.
it
Yeah,
was
you get the
what's
yips or
Saltalamacchia, I think was the catcher that couldn't throw it back to the pitcher.
but
Mhm.
and then you have like, wasn't it Chamberlain, the pitcher for the Yankees? Like he hit a mental block for whatever and just
Yeah,
never was the same. And but yeah, baseball players are weird when it comes to that. But that could have very well turned into one of his moments of,
yeah.
I can't throw the ball home anymore. And I think there was very early on,
It was
might
one of
have
his
been in
first
April,
games.
one
It
of the
was one
first
of his
games,
first
a
games that he
little
pitched.
dribbler right to him
Yeah,
and he threw it right to first. And it
yeah,
was like, all right, well, there you go. You got it out of
And
your
like he just
system.
sarcastic,
yeah.
like, "Oh,
Yeah, exactly.
But
So
that's just like baseball and life,
right, yeah, it's
karma and
just
life
yeah.
in general, right? Like,
mm,
you get faced with those challenges and, he's performed well, so good job on him this year.
yeah, and just to kind of close out the closers, Duran's been as advertised.
He's
I
awesome.
only have the May stats, but 1.8 ERA, 18 strikeouts, which I'd like to see. It seemed like when he pitched for us last year, he wasn't striking people out. We were just like relying on ground balls or flyouts to actually close games out. He's actually K'ing people up, which is great this year. He's only given up the one home run so far against
Dodgers.
the Padres. No,
No,
um,
they just did it today.
Guardians.
Yeah, the Guardians.
So yeah, he gave up the one home run there. Only given up 2 earned runs, which is great. And I guess it's only 10 innings, but there was a time that he was out for a little bit, right?
Yeah, in April. So in April, he only had 4 innings pitched.
Okay, yeah. So that's probably where I mean Keller. If you look at it, he has 6 saves. Duran Keller had 3 saves. So I think they're kind of splitting time between the two. And Kirk actually had one, and then
Alvarado had one.
Alvarado had the one today.
Yeah.
So which doesn't look like it's on the stats today. But yeah, no, going over to the starters, I mean, I think that's been the most impressive thing other than the 2 bullpen guys, but these guys are eating innings and they're not giving up fucking shit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go worst to first as best as I can of the 3. So, I mean, Luzardo, he had a couple rough starts early on, and especially April. I don't know if you have the stats of April, but, just in May, he's 2.96 ERA. He had 27 innings pitched, only 9 earned, only given up 2 home runs with 31 strikeouts. In those, so it's 5 games started, we have 2 wins, 1 loss. So it's that's what you expect out of him, is to be that solidified game 3 starter for the most part. I don't really know where to go 1, 2 here. I Let's just go and
You got to go Wheeler too.
that's yeah. I mean, at this point, so Wheeler, like, he's got at this point 32 innings pitched, 5 games, 4 wins, no losses, 30 strikeouts, 1.38 ERA. He's only given up 5 runs, 1 home run,
Yeah.
5 walks in the month of May.
Yep.
Luzardo, 8 walks in the month of May. Um,
So to pull
Nola,
up,
Nola, 5 walks in the month of May,
well,
which
yeah,
is great to see.
they all get hits. They don't get
Yeah.
walks.
He's given up 4 home runs
Yeah.
in the month of May, which okay.
Probably all in the
Um,
4th inning.
Painter's given up 5 home runs,
Yeah.
10 walks.
So Luzardo's April. So he had 28 in the third innings, 29 hits, 15 earned runs. Only one was a home run. 34 strikeouts, and his ERA for the month of April is 4.76. So obviously a lot
He's
better
bounced back
in
there,
May.
yeah. A lot of it's they're in runs, obviously,
But
but
when we're looking at the starts in April, he had so his March start is 6 innings, 6 earned. And then in April, he had one that was 4 2/3, 5 earned, and then 5 1/3, 8 earned. So again, if he's going that long, he's not getting touched early. He's getting touched later on in the start.
yep,
And it just, I'm sure he gets passed along to the bullpen, and then they're just giving up the runs that they
giving up the
inherit.
runs they did. Yeah, exactly. So
So
I guess the highlight of all of this pitching is Christopher Sanchez has been on an absolute tear, as we mentioned. 4 games started, 32 innings pitched, only 19 hits, 36 strikeouts, 3 walks, a 0 ERA, which is insane. Um, but yeah, absolute tear. So I don't have his April stats, but I know
I'm
that
grabbing him
yeah, he obviously only has an overall ERA of 1.5, like you were mentioning. So
right now. Yeah, give me 1 second. So in the month of April, he had 34 and a third innings pitched, um, 13 earned runs. Is that right?
that doesn't sound right.
Well, he had 6 starts, so yeah, 13 earned runs with 6 starts.
Okay,
So his ERA for the month of April was 3.41. He got touched for 6 against the Cubs, so it's 5 1/3 and 6 earned runs. And then in May, obviously, hasn't given up a run yet.
yeah. So
Killing it.
we'll see how long that streak goes. He won't pitch against the Dodgers either. His next start will be against the Padres at home.
It'll be Wednesday, I believe.
Ah, let's go. We'll be
Yeah.
there for it. So
Well, we either get him or Wheeler.
yeah,
So,
and
well,
then that
Wheeler pitched
one's
Friday, so yeah, it'll be Sanchez probably.
yep. Cool. Well, that'd be good.
Yeah.
So moving on. Was there anything else that you wanted to cover as far as stats goes, or
Nah, that just, I think that's all I had on him. If there's anyone that's out there who wants any more stats or anything like that, I just do my research on Baseball Savant. It's an awesome website. It's got a whole bunch of like sabermetrics and all that shit.
yep.
But it's always good to just look kind of like the splits and stuff. So
Yep. If we're gonna look at plugging another one, we actually subscribe to this one. Baseball Reference isn't bad either. That's what I actually had up and was able to, search the month of May. I didn't have April handy, but
yeah,
um, get little things to quickly see how everything panned out. I guess we both had the same mindset. I wanted to see, like, as we come to the end of May,
yeah,
how is this team done over this month
compared to
span?
April, yeah,
Right. So, but I thought that was pretty, interesting that we both had the same kind of idea. Um, so to more, very much more interesting stats. Let's go to our fantasy matchups. So we're not going to go back to where we last talked, but at least week 9, which we just concluded this last Sunday. I was able to come away with a 7-3 win over Kenny. Um, that was the 7-8 matchup. Cameron, you
I
ended up
split 5-5. I had all the hitting. Ethan had all the pitching.
okay, and you guys were the 5-6 matchup. And then Brock, you are the 11-12 matchup with Tony, and you took a loss, 8-2.
Yeah, I mean, my whole team's injured. Like,
Yeah,
even it's just everybody, even starters that I wouldn't be able to throw down. The IL's filled already, so I can't throw them in there. So I'm just
you
like,
can
well,
make some
it's
trades,
get the
buddy.
alert. It's like, oh, hey, by the way, your guy's injured in your lineup. I'm like, yeah, can't put him anywhere else. So I'm like, sorry, like
Yeah, you gotta get that
I'm well
waiver
aware he's
wire.
injured. Thank you for letting me know.
All right, so this week playing Brock. Currently up 7-2. Cameron, you
I'm
are
playing Tony up
Tony.
7-1.
You're up 7-1. So you're and just go into the standings real quick. So in first place is Team Trash Pile. They took Tim out of the one spot. Tim's down to 2. He's 2.5 games back. And we have Hot Garbage. I'm gonna have to get better with these guys' names.
Trash Piles, Tyler, Garbage is Brandon, I believe.
Okay, so
Yep.
Tyler, Tim, Brandon, Kevin comes into 4, 13 games out. Cameron, you're sitting in 5th, 15 and a half, tied with Ethan. So good for you. 5-6. And you guys are actually also tied with Kenny,
Yep.
who's in 7th. And I'm a 2.5 back from Kenny in 8th. Then you have Justin, Matt, Tony, and then Brock bringing up the rear with his
Yeah,
broke ass
the
team.
big numbers weighing me down. That's for sure.
Yeah, you should trade them. Get
Okay.
what you can, values high. So we'll see
I
how
don't
that
even think
ends
he's
up
hurt. I
panning
think
out.
he's just playing like dog shit, and
Nah,
Yeah,
he's hurt.
early
take
on,
10
he was
yeah, he
hurt,
was
or
bad.
he was just bad, and I
Yeah.
think now he's hurt. So it might be an
You got
ego
some IL
thing.
spots available, Brock.
Yeah, and yeah, like I said, every time I feel like I go in there and try to
You
get
can move.
somebody else, I'm
Yeah.
like, it's like too late at the moment.
Move Raleigh and either Hayes or Wilson to the IL, and you have 2 spots opened up. So then you can finally get yourself another relief pitcher.
Yeah, that's the thing. Helsley has been hurt. Like,
Yeah, and then Estevez, he was supposed to come back, and then he got hurt again,
yeah,
so he got shut down.
yeah,
Nice. Yeah. So that's all we have for the episode today. Thanks for Tyler in the chat. Tubes to lips, very unsettling. I
yeah,
agree
yeah.
completely.
Just yeah.
So yeah, thanks everybody
Videos
for
going
joining.
viral.
As always, don't hesitate to send mailbag questions or any thoughts you have on the socials. And yeah, until next time. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers.